Now, let's take a look at what all of this looks like when you actually implement it inside an organization. Because I think the research is compelling, but the bridge between this is interesting and this is what we're going to do differently, well, there's a lot of good thinking that gets lost. The first practical change: break your training into modules, not marathons. If you're planning a technology rollout that includes training, try to resist the instinct to schedule a single comprehensive session and call it done. Instead, build a sequence of short modules, each one focused on a single skill or concept, each one in 2 to 6 minute sweet spot if it involves video, and each one designed around a realistic scenario rather than a feature walkthrough. The sequence creates the spaced repetition effect automatically. The focus creates the cognitive load benefit automatically. The second practical change: build the character training around a character, right? Not a feature. Before you build a single slide or record a single screen capture, ask yourself, who's the person learning this? The character, right? What does their workday look like? What problem does this solve for them specifically? Then build the training around that person solving that problem, not around the tool itself. The tool is the vehicle. The problem is the story. Now, the third practical change: design for reinforcement, not just delivery. Every training module should have a follow-up touchpoint scheduled before the session even happens. A brief reminder the next day that surfaces that key concept. A practical challenge sent a week later that asks learners to apply that skill in their work. A short refresher video 2 weeks out that revisits the concept at a slightly deeper level. These touchpoints don't have to be elaborate. They just have to exist, because without them, the forgetting curve wins every time. Now, the fourth practical challenge is to measure transfer, not just completion. Most organizations measure training by tracking whether people completed the course. That's the wrong metric. Completion tells you that someone was present. It doesn't tell you whether they learned anything or changed anything about how they work. The metric that matters is skill transfer. Did the learner actually use the skill in their work? Did their behavior change? Did the tool adoption rate improve? These are harder to measure, but they're the measurements that connect the training investment to organizational outcomes. Using Copilot training as an example, there are built-in usage metrics in the admin center that can be used for a before-after look at the growth for that usage. Now, the fifth practical change, and it's one that I think is especially relevant for technology training right now, it involves learners in identifying the scenarios. The most realistic, most resonant scenarios for a training program are the ones that come from the people who will actually use the tool. So before you build a Copilot training video, spend 30 minutes talking to people in different roles about what their actual workflow looks like. Gather their personas. Where do they lose time? Where do they feel friction? Where does a 2-minute AI assist most change their day? Their answers are your scenarios. And when learners see their own real situations reflected in the training, the relevance is immediate and the engagement follows.